Good afternoon, everyone. Twitchers and YouTubers alike. Welcome in. Flying with Mike is finally awake and alive. Boy, it's been an interesting couple of days, folks. I'm not gonna lie to you. Been very tired, feeling run down, and uh, hopefully I am perked up and ready to go. Get us here, starting off this day. Flying out of the Queen City here in the U.S., Cincinnati, Ohio. The airport below may not look like many of us remember it, especially those of us up in our 50s or so, because much of the terminal that used to reside here, if not all of it, is gone. Yeah, and the one out here for Comair, gone. Replaced, not up here, but over here with a massive DHL, originally your prime Amazon parking area. Now, this area is coming alive for Amazon. That's a big deal, folks, Amazon Prime. So, yeah, Cincinnati has definitely regained some of its prominence of old. Started losing a little bit of that when the Delta Northwest merger happened. Not long after that, Comair, couple of events there with Comair, but they kind of got absorbed and not really sure that whole story. And I really don't think I want to know that whole story. Or as Paul Harvey would say, the rest of the story. But anyway, so we're left with basically, well, let's just kind of get it on in here. We're left with concourse here, concourse here. What was the main terminal here? Now, not much there. But we're going all the way out here in the other corner of the airport to our awaiting chariot sitting there. And some of you are going, what the Allegiant is that? It is one of Allegiant's very special paint jobs. They got a few of them, from Make-A-Wish, which is the one I love, to Raider Nation. Yeah, I know there's some of you out there that like that team. To Las Vegas Knights. Those, by the way, those two aircraft, they do try to keep on Vegas routes. I think we all kind of understand why we would want to. But I don't know if that's true or not. So, but anyway, so we have this plane. It actually visited MidAmerica Airport over the weekend, so kind of cool seeing it. And it didn't come from Vegas, by the way. So, anyway, nor did it go back via Vegas. I don't know if it eventually did or not, but it did not come to us via Vegas or going out of there via Vegas. So. But anyway, there it is, folks, sitting on the line. Yes, this is not a fictitious livery. It looks better in person. I'm going to tell you that. The silvers and grays I have found in Flight Sim, the American silver chrome look they had, just never looks right. For me, anyway. It always looks like this. Well, this wasn't that chrome stuff. This was the Raider Gray. But it just always doesn't give it that flash, that flare that you would expect when you see something nice and shiny out there on the ramp. So anyway, we've Googled and goggled and all and odd at the Raider Nation plane. Let's get inside. We're on a rescue mission. Wait, rescue mission? What is a rescue mission? We have a aircraft that made it into MidAmerica Airport, but not able to leave. So we're being dispatched over to MidAmerica to pick up those passengers. So with that, I'm going to do the pre-flight here so you all get an idea what we're flying. Yeah, little kind of spiced it a little bit, put a little scenario at work here. All right, so we're flying Allegiant 4965. You see it up here on Sim Toolkit, right up here. Right up there. Get the mouse working. Sorry, folks. Again, CVG to BLV. We have not put our flight plan in, but we are going to fly, and I'll put it in the chat room. The off of 18 left, we're going to go the Bluegrass 4 departure to Louisville. Louisville to Pocket City, which is actually Evansville, Indiana, over to Centralia and come in on the Centralia to arrival to MidAmerica. Very simple, very easy flight plan, even made easier by the Toliss A319 that we're in. So, all right, so let's wrap this up here. METARS, I got a feeling if you live in St. Louis and you live in Cincinnati, what it looks like out the window is what it's going to look like across the whole trip. Other than the fact you may want to strap toupees on in Cincinnati, the winds are 230 at 10, gusts to 15, and they kind of swing from south to west. 10 miles visibility, and it is a balmy 24 degrees Celsius. No, it's actually not really balmy at that temperature, folks. It's actually not too bad outside. And for MidAmerica, well, look at that. Pretty much the same thing, except we don't have to strap toupees on here. Winds are out of the west, 6 knots. And we have a few we have a broken layer at 25,000. Not a few, we got an actual ceiling set. But that ceiling is so far up that it probably will not hamper our arrival. But it too here is a balmy 24 outside. All right, so with that, why is it called a rescue plane? I couldn't get anybody to sign the NDAs, folks. They don't want to fly with me today. 0 people on the plane. 0 as in 0 goose egg. We are flying over to load the passengers for a flight there to continue them so they can get to their destination, albeit late, but nonetheless get there and still enjoy their vacation, because this is what Allegiant is, a vacation airline. It's really not meant for the business travelers. Don't get me wrong, they do use them. But it's more catered to those who vacation. You can see that we've got a 0 fuel weight going out of here of 89,993, and we're going to be throwing 11,700 pounds of fuel on it. We're going to get up to maybe 38,000, touch it, and then probably come right back down. So there you go, folks. That is the pre-flight. Looking at this real quick, got to sign in. Well, you know what? We won't do that right this minute. All right, so let's get rid of Sim Toolkit, and let's proceed on. Yep, we're definitely not going to do that right. All right, I thought I'd do it real quick, get it so it's ready. That's okay. We have this little thing called charts we'll bring up here in a minute, show our taxi and departure briefs. All right, so first off, thank you, M. Stein, for the follow over my day while I was working yesterday. We appreciate you coming aboard. Wanted to get that out there. So without further ado, folks, let's get this thing going. All right, so up to the, well, let's start at the bottom, work our way up, shall we? All right, so down here, let's make sure that parking brake's on, engine masters are off, we're on normal, spoilers down, flaps up. Somebody cue the sun to find a cloud. Ooh, it's bright on that panel. Okay, the radars are off, but we'll go ahead and get the 2 top switches on the multi and the GCS. Scan up here for now. And we'll go ahead, turn the transponder on, move it up a couple notches, and be ready. All right, moving up, radios are set, and yes, the throttles work. In the middle, gear levers down. Okay, there's big hint there, folks. Batteries must be on, obviously, because these are on too. But if we just had batteries, you would just see these lit and maybe the screens. Or if they're not lit, the batteries are off. So there we go. Moving up, and we are a 319-112. Finally, the wipers are parked, and let's get some lights on so people know the aircraft does have some power on it. Been flying the 320 so much that I'm now used to the mouse being able to move the switches. On top of adding the nice loaders and catering trucks that the 320 has for ToLis, my wish list is, could we just have these switches working with the mouse? I'll take the eye candy stuff too, but my big one is these switches be able to work with the mouse, and there's probably a way to make that happen already. I just don't know it. Oh. Oh, sorry for the sniffles, folks. Yeah, we're still dealing with allergies out here. All right, so going up real quick, ground control on, do a CVR check. CVR being cockpit voice recorder. Okay. Chimes working our way up. Captain and purse switch on. And let's go ahead, move this over to status, bring that up to number 3 this time. Get these going. And, okay, do each one the same way. IR1, IR2, IR3, you're doing the align, and then make sure that on bat comes on. What the on bat basically says, I haven't really brought that up a lot here lately. If we were to lose the engine generators, if they were to disconnect, okay, and add to the pot of, oh my God, what's going on? We're not able to get the APU generator to connect. Our navigation system will still be able to work on the battery. All right, so we've gone up here all the way back down. We'll start doing our scans here. Put the switch up, get all the lights checked, looking good up top here. To the middle, little look over here, little look over here, and all the way down, looks good. Okay, turn that switch off. Dome switch going off. Probe heat engine anti-ice off. APU bleeds on. We're on external power. So let's do a quick battery check. Okay, and then we'll get our fuel tanks off. APU. Engine number 2. All the way back down, making sure nothing needs our attention. It does not. We'll save this for after the McDo. Lights are on. 3 green. Down. Brake fans off. Auto brake not set. Clock set. Okay, and you can see our McDo's are powered up. Go ahead and clear the messages, and the radios are turned on as well. All right, so we're at a point now, folks, where we can actually quote, quote, load the plane. So let's put our fuel in. We were saying the aircraft needs 11,713. Well, we're not going to get that exactly. Okay. And I'm just looking up here in the green box for refueling. Anytime now, tell us you're refueling. There it goes. And it's actually no, it's actually refueling. Sometimes in these sim aircraft, it's actually defueling. So, because the leg is so short. Anyway, back down here, go to the next page, which should be cargo, and load. All right, and that's it. Now, I know some of you guys, I really hope I didn't click in there. They have oh, we have a fuel truck. How about that? That's got to, I wonder if that's with Toliss. Hey, we got a fuel truck. That's new. Okay, I don't see where we're getting de-iced. Good. All right, now the last thing I want to do while we're down on these panels, over here to the attendant, page 2, goose egg it. Okay, now we'll come over here to our weight and balance, check everything. All right, so 0, 0, 0, 11, 8. So that should give us 88993, and it does. So perfect. We're good for our start here. We are going to come back and get things moving. And I think we're done refueling. Let's see if that truck is still out there. I'm curious. I'll be doggone. Oh, how about that? They may have a fueling truck. I wondered if they did, but not on this version. On the A320, I was expecting it, not here. So that's pretty cool. All right, so we all learned something today. Okay, that's it. The stream's over. We thought we were going to go 48 minutes. Ah, fooled you. Ah, no, we are. Oh, that is awesome. Okay, neat to see new things. All right, so we're going to head back up to the overhead, finish it up here instead of the basics that we did. Okay, all of our lights, as you can tell, the remainder of our GPWS are fading away with the alignment. We've already done the cockpit voice recorder. Come back down, lights are set, and we'll go ahead and set the seatbelts, even though there are so many people inside. Fuel pumps coming on. APU starting. Just waiting right now, folks, for the words flap open. Just lets me know, 1, the intake flap is indeed open, and 2, it's done its little internal diagnostics. It's not many, to make sure everything's good with the APU. There's flap open. And now we hit start. Yeah, we'll go with nav 1 today. Waiting on it to now say avail, but you can actually now watch it. You can see there comes the turbine temperatures up with the EGT and the percentage of the engines spooling up or going. In our case, engine. And while that is going on, I am going to file a flight plan. I heard someone say, what? A flight plan? Who needs a stinking flight plan? That's true. All right, 100 for that, OPRAAY, and we are a Performance C aircraft. See us now, see us later. All right, and last but not least, oh crud, I need that again. All right, we are 4965. How did I don't know how I did that, folks. I meant it to be something along the lines of 441. Somehow I got 4965. I don't know. Okay, we should be available now. Looks like it. And we are on VATSIM, folks. Gate Alpha 22 for those that want to join us. All right, available. Perfect. All right, so we got to start. The cockpit lights are set. The flap levers were up. The speed brakes were down. Probe heats are auto. And the APU bleed valve coming on. Should see pack 1, pack 2 go off. And cross bleed should be in the auto position. We're going to go low with pack flow since we have nobody. And gen faults are on. That's because the engines aren't running yet. And external power can now be disconnected. All right, so we got the seatbelts. Let's make sure the lights are set again, auto. The reason we put strobes to auto, one, they don't turn on, but two, when you take off and the strut itself extends, it'll turn the lights on. So if you forget, we never do that here at Flying with Mike. So if you forget, the lights come on. Same thing when you land. If you forget, they turn off. We never forget that either. Sorry, Rampies, for all the time I come in with the strobe lights blaring away in the middle of the night. So, emergency lights are armed, and fuel pumps are on. Pack flow is set, and radios are set and on. And that, folks, brings us to these little things called McDo's. They make flying so easy, especially in an Airbus. All right, so we just make sure we're on the right cycle. I wish it gave the dates, but, you know, we can't have everything. So I know some of you think we should, but we can't. Do our init request. Now, what it's doing here, folks, if you put a flight plan into SimBrief, okay, that's a free web application. Just get a user ID. That's it. You can set your flight up there. It'll go through. It's got performance profiles for just about every airplane out there. Not just current, folks. We're talking 727s. We're talking the old 747-200s and the DC-9s. Even a lot of the older like DC-6s and stuff like they have profiles for those. So you can actually build a flight plan, generate the flight plan, and you can actually set it up in a format for one of the big airlines like American, Air France, Lufthansa, Qantas, Southwest, United. They have a whole litany of them. They're called OFP formats. Find it. I've got a great one that I use, American. It really is. It's jam-packed with information, folks. The only thing I find it missing for the buses, and again, this is just for the Airbuses, the tropo. And you real Airbus pilots out there can tell me if it's there or not, and where in the heck do I find it? It is I know where it is on United's 18, I think it is, format. It's right there for you. But, and that's the only reason I know that is compliments of flying with Piedmont Virtual Airlines, and that being the format they use when you generate up a flight plan. Anyway, long-winded here to get to the point where it says perf data uplink. Point, we clear that, and our cost index is off, so we'll put that to the right one. Now, before clicking align the IRS, okay, if you want, you can specify it down to the gate you're in coordinate-wise. How do you do that? Good question. Good question out there. Stand by. I'll have an answer for you in just a moment. Okay, let me get charts up here. Reason I wanted to get this set up first. All right, so this is, folks, and it's been out now, ooh, good Lord, 3, 4, 5 months. Great program. It took a little bit of getting used to because we all were used to the old ways. We're all used to the old ways. And change can be hard. This, even for me, took a little bit to get used to. But it actually is better than the old one. Sometimes you just have to see past the past. Again, we turn that on. There, you can see where we're parked. That happens to be gate A22. All right. So now, if you look down here, I've already saved them. But what you would do is go into flights. After you've set up your origin, click, and then destination, click. You can even add your alternate in if you want, folks. And in our case, it's Indianapolis. Click. And then you go into this thing that looks like, okay, folks, now I know the generation I'm talking to has no clue what paper maps look like, but that's what they look like. They kind of open up in these long rectangles, and you can actually find your way on them. Instead of using that GPS that if, oh, by the way, you're not where the GPS can pick you up, I don't know where I am. Well, that's what that paper map will do, folks. It's not constricted to a satellite or a cell tower. It's on a piece of paper. You can figure it out real quick. Sorry, had to go there. All right, so here we go. But what we can do now in this McDo, well, we could always do this, folks. I usually, like most of us out there in the flight sim world, what the heck with this crap? Just hit align IRS and be gone. Well, you know, now I'm kind of liking that I can narrow it down, especially when it's as simple as this one is. The McDo runs with these arrows for different applications, different pages, and the different applications within the page you're seeing. In this case, I can go to the next page with these arrows or set coordinates. Right now, the latitude. We need for gate A22, that's right here, folks, north 3903.2. So click the up arrow. Boom, set. How do we do longitude? Click the line select next to it. Same thing. A22 is 84 west, 40, 39. Wow, that's pretty significant. So 39.1. Okay, so we'll just go down. Oh, got to go up. There we go. And then we just go to 39.1. And that now takes it from centered on the airport coordinate, wherever that is on the airport. And I'll show it to you right now. Go back to the airport. Usually it's real easy to find here. It's usually like right near the center of the airport. Hey, they're not showing it here. Huh. Anyway, So now you've brought it down from, say, the point was right here over to right here, that the IRS, when it aligns, it will fix on you there. So we've got it set. So we click align. And since it was already through the timer, boom, we are aligned and ready to continue. Oh, sorry about that, folks. Okay, so let's continue. All right, so we've got the IRS initial page done. Now let's go to the flight plan. Again, we saw it's not a very tough one, folks. It's just a SID to Louisville, an airway to Pocket City, direct to Centralia, then on to the Star. Really simple. And oh, by the way, it did it for us. How about that one? All right, so we go up here to CVG, click departure, 18 left, Bluegrass 4, transitioning Louisville, IIU. Boom. All right, and okay, so now this we cannot work out. Reason being, if you look up here on the chart, when you take off 18 left, you go out to Druss. You know what? Better yet. Here we go. You come out to Druss, then you're going to turn on a heading of 165. So basically, your clearance is cleared departure, climb and maintain 6,000. I don't know. Yeah, no, that'll be on your initial clearance. But anyway, they'll clear you to Druss, and then you'll be on departure by then, but you still got to make that turn to 165. So that's what's going on here. Then technically you're to loop back over CVG and go on it. Now we're going to go and intercept. Actually, we're going to just go direct. But anyway, we'll leave this discontinuity. That's what you're going to go through here now looking for. Discontinuities. And anything like when you put in a direct, folks, if you mistype it, you could get something 5,000 miles off course. And it'll show with your fuel going, why is my fuel negative 5,000 pounds? That could be why. All right, and then step through by clicking the arrows. And we're just looking at them. So you can see the departure here real quick. So what we're going to do is take off, Druss, turn 165, fly that out, get everything stabilized into plane, and then we're going to go direct CHCLL, then to Pawnee, and then to Louisville. So we're just going to look at it. Okay, then from Louisville, we're going to be on an Airway J678. There are no fixes between Louisville and Pocket City. So we go direct, pretty much. Okay, that looks good. Then there is nothing from Pocket City airway-wise to Centralia, so it's just a direct shot. Now that's where things could get, say, well, I didn't type it, but let's just say I did, and I put CNL in there. I have no idea where CNL is, folks, but let's just say it's 3,000 miles south of us, into South America. Yeah, that could cause some problems down here. One, you'll see a distance for the whole trip of 30, 64, 500 miles because it's 3 down, 3 back. Fuel, zeros. You get that's where you begin to see it. And by watching it on your map, you see how it's progressing. Now, why did it stop here? Because we haven't put the star in. Okay, so we go to MidAmerica, KBLV, 14 left, and then we look for our star. There it is, Centralia 2. Yeah, this is kind of interesting. We're going to keep it as is. Perfect. And then we intercepted Hetsu. Perfect. Okay. Insert. And that yellow meant we weren't 100% sure yet. We could still erase it all and not have to worry. Now, what I am going to do is clear up this discontinuity by clearing that. And then click clear and clear the discontinuity. See how it closed up? Insert. And there you go. Basically, what this is saying is we're going to come off Troy and intercept an airway. More than likely, folks, it's just going to be a lazy turn to Hetsu down the ILS if we don't turn in sooner. And that's our flight route, folks. Wamut and BLV. And here's the Centralia, Havitz, Eichel, Dumpty, Troy, and then we come out to an N. Here's our landing runway. All right, so there we go. Piece of cake, right? Now go out and find a plane. Fly the route. No. Okay, now the blue. The blue is simply our missed approach for this part of it. So we're going to go out to Dutmai and hold. Now let's say we hold and nothing is going our way here. Hey, it happens. So we can now go to a departure, 14 left. You know what? Let me take a look at that. All right, again, gateway, SID. I think it's the gateway to Bible Grove. You know what? I am not going to run with a SID. We'll clear it up. Reason being is we're going to be joining a star, I'm pretty sure, yep, into Indianapolis for landing purposes there, and that is going to be from Bible Grove, Racer 6 arrival. What is the weather there? Real quick, Indy weather, real quick, he says. They are landing 2-5, 2-5, so let's go 2-3. Left. Coming in on the Racer. Novia. Transitioning Bible Grove. Boom. And then we can actually follow this and see how this one works out for us, folks. And there we go with a missed approach procedure right there. So we now have the entire trip from here all the way to MidAmerica. Again, if the weather goes to heck in a hen basket there as we come in, we may not be able to make the approach. We may have to now go to Indianapolis as a divert, which would suck if you're a rescue plane. It happens, especially folks with winter and in the summer. Although folks go, how would it happen in the summer? Thunderstorms. Yeah, they have a nasty habit of just forming whenever the heck they want. All right, so back to flight plan. Oh yeah, we kept this. Okay. Again, this will end up being a direct to CHCLL, I think it was, something like that. All right, so let's press on. What's our next column we go to? The rad nav page. So we push that. Make sure nothing's in our course or good on the frequency in case we got to come back. Good. Next up, init. Now we're going to this is the what we call the A page. Now we're going to the B page. We're going to check, excuse me, folks. We're going to check our weights. Okay, so we're 89.9, call it 90. 28.6 is good, and 11.7 on fuel, all good. All right, so, and we're good on the CG. Next up will be the perf page. Again, a lot we can do on this just in the box here and using this nice EFB. We'll go with the EFB first. 18 left. 18 left. Where is Cincy? There it is. Where is Cincy? There it is. 220 for the wins. They're showing them 277. And 8 knots. That's good. Temperature, I think, is going to be right at 24 and 30.08. All right, dry, anti-ice off, air conditioning off. We're going to go with it on. And, oh, I just clicked compute. I did not want to do that. All right, and we'll flex this takeoff. All right, reason I'm going to flex this one is we're empty. I don't have any kind of weight. It's a dry runway. Why not? So we're going to go with flaps 1. Our flex will be 66. Flexing between 108 and 118 for V1. Flexing basically means, folks, we're not going to use full power. We're going to flex the engine in a way that takes the maximum amount of power with using, it's going to sound kind of weird, the least amount of fuel. So you're going to still be pumping a lot of fuel in this aircraft at takeoff and putting a lot of wear and tear on it, but you're going to be flexing it back so it's not as much, but yet still enough to do the job. So 118 will rotate at 121. That's our guess. I have never seen this change. It is always up 0.4. And our green dot, which is our flaps up speed, 180. And we're sniffling in your ear. Sorry about that, folks. Okay, so that's one way to generate the data. However, we can do it another way. Actually, 2 ways using this. I haven't really done it a lot on the AOC and ATSU pages, but you can do it there as well. All right, so takeoff received, and this part I don't know how to make work, because every time I make a change here when it is wet, it doesn't stick with it. So, oh, there we go. All right, so the winds we called 220 at 8. 2988. Oh, no, it's actually /30 decimal 08. Maybe I don't need the slash. But I do need the 0. That I do need. Oh, okay. Didn't need it. How about that? It doesn't even show it. All right, now we're going to receive it, and that's all gone. I don't get that, folks. It just beyond belief sometimes. So I just did it all for naught. And now it won't let me set the hang on. 220/8. It'll let me put the winds in. We'll flex. All right, I'm just going to go back. Uplink. Really? All right, well, we're going to have to go with it, folks. That's the best we're going to get. Insert, and boom. Same numbers overall. These can actually be changed. Blackbox 711 has a great site out there. He is also a streamer on Twitch. Real world bus driver. Airbus driver, that is. And so, yeah, he has some good information out there that will put that in there for you or give you the numbers to put in. All right, so our pages are ready, and so are we. Let's get ready to rumble. And finally, with the McDo done. Now, you could do a secondary plan. I don't. It takes sometimes too much for me. I know the real guys out there can pump it out real quick. All right, so we're ready for pushback. So let me do this and do this.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
All right, and with that call, start closing everything up, making sure it's all ready to go. Okay, main doors closed, waiting on the final cargo doors. They are closed. Let's get that jetway away. And I see it moving. And let's put the chocks to rest. Brakes are set.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Cleared to connect. Okay, APU bleeds on. All right, so here we go, folks. Transponder. Set. All right, we're cleared to push. Facing north. Okay, altitude 6,000. And any skid switch up.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Brakes release face north.
Starting pushback. And you may start engines.
We'll hold on that command till we start making the turn here. All right, we're going to go ahead and start up number 2 first. Okay, and we've got pressure for building here on the N2. All right, we have a light off.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Brake set, show me the pins on the
Disconnecting
left.
tow. Stand by.
All right, so we are pushed back and ready to go. Waiting on number 2 to finish up. Okay, let's get number 2 spooling. I'm sorry, number 1. My bad. All right, and since I have been remiss here, let me take a look here.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Yeah, thank you for flying with Mike. Better push back. All right, he'll be out of the truck, and there's the pins. Hallelujah. All right, let's finish up here so we can start our taxi, shall we? All right, engine mode back to normal. Let's start our timer. 3 minutes. Normal. APU bleed to off. Ground spoilers. Flaps. Pitch and trim. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, folks, I'm going to go up here, hit the F control CTL page. Brings it up, and then I'm going to highlight it, and no, I don't. Yeah, good. Up 4, so just wanted to read up 0.4. Okay, and at the same time, while I'm here, let's go ahead, check our surfaces. Okay. All right, surfaces all look good. Let's go and release that page. All right, and engine ice not required. We'll get back up here, turn off the APU. And let's arm our, tell the flight attendants to go ahead, cross-check and arm slides. And with that, we've now got auto brakes to turn on to max. Brakes we'll check as we start. We're getting our signals out of here so that we're good to go. And terrain radar on. Weather radar on, even though there's no weather between here and there. All right, and Let's do a quick cabin check because we're almost to the runway, folks. And that's what you do, folks, to get the cabin ready to go green, is click one of the two cabin buttons and then do your takeoff test. Hopefully the aircraft studied hard for this test. It did. It passed. All right, we're off. Cincinnati traffic, Allegiant 4965, taxi to runway 18 left. Now, if you wanted to, oh no, you can't do that. In Flight Factor, you actually have the ability to do this while you're taxiing. And what I mean is you can actually check the nose wheel steering. Then you all Raider people enjoy the colors. All right, and final takeoff checks. We'll start the other chrono. Let's go ahead and clear this one on the runway. And Cincinnati Tower, Allegiant 4965 is ready to go. 18 left. Roger, 18 left, clear for takeoff. Allegiant 4965. All right, here we go, folks. Now I'm going to go ahead, put the strobes on themselves and the wing lights. Since we're cleared for takeoff, all lights on. Cincinnati traffic, Legion 4965 departing, 18 left. Here we go. Flex this time. Okay, 80 knots. Whoa, girl, easy. Come on back over this way. V1, rotate. Positive rate, gears coming up. Annoying, I know. Get on the autopilot and take us. Flap up. And continue climb, Roger, 38,000. Allegiant 4965. All right, folks, we're on our way, cleared up, and We're going to start our turn to go direct. Here we go, and we're back on the managed turn. There we go. And folks, we are now definitely on our way. Hope you enjoyed the 1 hour on the ground there at Cincinnati, getting ready to roll. Hopefully this 48-minute hop over to MidAmerica will make things better. And if you have an idea for a second flight, love to hear it. Looks like I'm not sure if I'm gonna have the time for it. We do have to pick up our dog from a local daycare. We let him go about once a week to a daycare, not kids, but for animals, and so he can basically run. He's a big dog, and he needs to be able to do that. So, and it doesn't really cost as much as you would think. Okay, and away we go. Lights are off. We're through 10,000. And let's clean up the rest of the plane. Spoilers. Flaps up. And we're on our way, folks. So sit back, enjoy the ride. Like I said, should be, well, it's up there on the clock. It'll go down a little bit, folks, as we gain altitude, but then it'll come back up again as we're starting down and in. So we're right now rocketing because we're empty, folks, 4,200 feet a minute. And be up at altitude here pretty quick. When you're empty, that's what you get. But I haven't really checked in with the CEO as to after work appointments and all that we have. So that's why I'm not 100% sure we'll be able to put a second flight in, but I'm really hoping to. I have an idea of what I want to do, and we'll plan it when we get there. So it's not going to be where I'm going to go offline. I'd like to continue on. Theme here is we're a rescue mission. We're being sent to MidAmerica to literally rescue that flight and take it to its next destination. Take those people to their destination. May not be a true destination at the airport, so please do not take what you see here. Now, Cincinnati and MidAmerica are airports for Allegiant, but don't take where they're going as meaning anything. So, all right, we are through transition, so let's click standard. And standard over there, standard, and we'll go ahead and get those wing lights off. All right, up we go. Into the somewhat wild blue yonder. I'll talk to you in a few. All right, folks, we're back with you. Just crossing, let me get on the right chart here. Pont, is it Pont? Pawnee, headed to Louisville. And we're already through 30,000 feet, folks. So like I said, when you're empty, these just rocket. It don't matter what you fly. They just rocket to altitude. And we're still doing 2,100 feet a minute. All right, so again, hope y'all from earlier streams this week had a great Easter. We are continuing our week here, now Wednesday. Hump Day. Mike. So hopefully those of you abroad get to see those commercials with the camel and all. Actually, that's quite a few years ago when that came out, but great ad campaign. So, all right, so we will begin to look at getting into MidAmerica Airport, even though we're still shy of the climb, because we're going to be pretty much coming right down. And woo, let me turn that down in my ears. Holy mackerel. All right, so bringing up charts again. Okay, we're still on. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull it back so you can see a little bit more of the route. Now you can center it on the aircraft by clicking this to where it looks like a triangle in the middle, or turn it off, or it automatically if you move it. So from Louisville, there's the run to Pocket City to Centralia. From Centralia, okay, you can see we're going to go Havas, Eichel. That is to be at 7,000 feet, so we need to make that check here in a minute. Dutmai. Now for 1-4 left, we're going to track from Dutmai to Troy VOR. Expecting vectors prior to Troy. However, if not at Troy, we turn to heading 228, intercepting the 1-4 left localizer. Now, sometimes up here in the informational block here, it'll tell you this is for RNAVs, and it means it's going to lock you onto the RNAV, which is sometimes easier to work with getting into airports than the ILS, if it even has an ILS. So this one, I know just because I work at the airport, we can hit the RNAV or the ILS. Oh, excuse me. Man, these allergies are killing me this year. All right, so DME, IRUs are required, GPS, radar, all required. Okay, so from here, now I don't have 1-4 left. So what I'm going to do is show you a neat thing you can do with charts. We clear it out. All right, well, we already got the first part. Now, when you put a flight plan in here, if you have the SID and the star, guess what it does? Puts them in there, puts them down here at the bottom. To me, that's, that helps a lot. I'm just getting rid of some stuff down here. Okay, but we didn't have the arrival runway yet. So let's come here, select it, and now you're going to see choices. For 1-4 left. You've got the green RNAV out here to the further out. You have the red for the ILS, all along this final approach course. Transition toy. We can do either one. Go ahead and do the ILS. What the heck? So add to route. Boom. It just finished up your flight plan, folks. Pretty neat what you're able to do with this. And then you can, of course, hide that, giving you an even more open look to your flight plan here. So from Centralia, there's Havits. Eichel, we said 7,000. So what we're going to do, come down here, grab this, and let's bring this over a little. And let's take a look at it, shall we? Next up, Pocket City. Top of descent's right before it, folks. That's that icon right there. And the fact it says it right there, too. Next, we click up arrow, up to Centralia, Havel. Now, Eichel, it's not showing 7,000 feet. Guess what? We can put that in. Click the line select right next to it. Look for altitude constraint, CSTR. CSTR. I'm actually going to go ahead and click airports. Okay. So we'll put 7. And that's going to recompute when we do our top of descent. You're going to get an error. Yep. And yep. We know. See, that pushed it back now further. So when we reach this point, folks, we'll make 7,000 by Eichel. Anyway, back to Eichel. Okay, one more. Eichel. Havas. I'm sorry. Dutmai. Troy, or Toy, VOR. Hetsu is the initial for the ILS. Woomont, and in we go. It's all set, ready to go here. I'm going to go back to flight plan, go back on ARC. What I did here, folks, is turned on the airports. I forgot to go LS and constraint, so if we had a problem, we'd have a couple of steps to do to get back into CVG. But we didn't. Hallelujah. Anyway, all right, so let's press over to here. I'm not sure. How far are we showing right now? Perfect. We're 55 out. All right, for our arrival, let's go here. As of 1855, which is coming up here shortly to be renewed, we're going to go to the next phase. Oh, excuse me, folks. Okay, again, 30.04 is our altimeter. Temperature, 25. Okay, so 200/8. Yeah, you're seeing it, folks. VAP of 114. 109 landing. Wow. Slow. Yeah, we'll keep it on low, reverse, and all looks good here. Compute, we'll get VAP a little faster. Not much, and gives you an idea how far down we'll break. All right, so we're looking good there. And come down here. We'll go ahead and go back to Earth. And I'm going to go ahead and set 7,000. All right, and I have been remiss, folks, in letting you know if you're new to the channel and want to see more of Flying with Mike, hey, smash that follow button. Anytime we go live, you'll get an email letting you know we're live. YouTubers watching this and you want to follow along when we release videos, click subscribe. What that does is just that, allows you to be alerted if you hit the bell and notified that we're, a new video has been released. Another way for you all to know. Well, first off, Twitchers, if you want to see any that you've missed, here's our YouTube link. Click there, it'll take you right over to our channel. You can take a look and see past videos. And you know what? We fly a variety of aircraft. You may be looking, how do I do this? Well, there's a good chance I've had to do that in one of these videos. Unfortunately, I don't specify, but you might be able to find out. Or come on over to our Discord channel. Here's the invite. And ask the question. Got some real world pilots there. I am a real world, well, was a real world Cessna Beach Piper guy with about 250, 300 hours. I can do my best on those aircraft to definitely help you out, but the bigger aircraft and other questions, hey, I'll give it my best. If not, look it up and then show you where I found it so that you can be able to look it up. But yeah, we'd love to have you as part of our channel, folks. We sure appreciate all of you. Thank you. Um, those of you that have subscribed in Twitch and have either cheered with bits or just plain old donations, we want to say thank you for you all. That is what's allowed me to get the ToLis 320, 319s that you see here and a lot of the payware aircraft we fly. So that I hope my flying helps you not only get up and get involved in flight simming, but go fly them. They are, folks, these Airbuses. I know a lot of people out there curse them. Folks, they're a bunch of fun to fly. They're easy. Uh, Folks, if you're a novice pilot flying just Pipers and Archers and Beechcraft single engines, folks, this is, it looks, when you look at this, you go, oh, what are you talking about, Flying Mac? Did you by chance see that overhead panel? How complicated is that? Get a checklist. It makes it simple. Watch a video. You know, I've got a couple of that won't read the manuals, but they'll watch a video. Sometimes the video misses what they want. The manual has it, and sometimes vice versa. Although more the first. You miss it if you don't read the manuals. It's not as complex as you think it is, folks. Just dig in and learn. And if you do it in X-Plane, folks, there are tools within X-Plane to help you even learn more. A streamer out there said it once quite nicely. Flight Sim 2020 is great for entertainment. You want to learn how to fly, you come over to X-Plane. I tend to agree with it, and I know there's some Microsoft guys out there going, how dare you say that? It is good for learning. Yeah, okay. Hey, teach their own. All right, we're about to hit top of descent. All we do, push the button, you see how the cursor looks with one dot in between the arrows? If you go down, you'll see two dots. You want the one, and that just pushes it so you get the managed descent, and it does it for you, folks. And then I kind of keep an eyeball on it. Remembering Eichel 7,000 feet. So when we get past Pocket City, or I could go here, it's still not showing it. So when Eichel shows up here, we should have an arrow pretty close to it so we know if we're reaching it or not. Another key is this green dot. Once it settles, we want it to stay in between the lines here, and right here, or very close to. That is, you're on now the descent profile, and you can see us starting to steepen that descent out. We're down to 2,300, will be 2,400, and so forth as it steepens it, powers back. You don't touch the throttles, folks. The airplane does it all for you. Oh my gosh, this nose. I do apologize, folks, for all the sniffling in your ears. Oh, man. Feel like I'm living down south. No offense to y'all, but boy, you guys have the allergy season max down there with all the pines and all. I have a feeling that's what's doing it here to me. We got about 4 or 5 big pines behind the house, and I have a feeling they're tearing me up. Anyway, that's for me to worry about. All right, so we're about ready to come over Evansville at the Pocket City VOR. And then we're going to turn direct Centralia, Illinois. When I have some fun. The mascot for the high school, Centralia, Illinois, orphans. Reason, there used to be a huge orphanage in the city, may still be there. People, just, I shake my head at this because the high school mascot is orphans, and they call it the orphanage. I don't know whether to be disgusted or just shake my head at it. That they would, they would treat, like that. Because if you've seen the verse of the day, folks, I'll just bring it up real quick. Um, Jesus said to them, I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me shall not hunger. Whoever believes in me shall not thirst. Um, that's the verse of the day from the Bible app that I read every morning. The verse of the day that if you go to the hashtag verse, goes like this. Hate evil. And by the way, this comes from one of the prophets who would be what announces Jesus's law and stuff like that. So hate evil, love good. Maintain justice in the courts. Boy, we just need that right there, folks. Amos, amen. Perhaps the Lord God Almighty will have mercy on the remnant of Joseph. Meaning in all of this, folks, we are supposed to hate. Loathe is the word used here. Injustice, evil, prejudice, mistreatment of the vulnerable, that being foreigners. Back in the day of Amos, when the prophets were about way before Jesus's time, um, foreigners, you sojourned in different areas to get food. You were to um, you were to not mistreat these vulnerable people, the foreigners, the widows, the fatherless, the orphans, and the poor, as defined by God in the Torah. So, I look at Centralia, and that just always comes to mind. Um, yeah. Anyway, so continue into MidAmerica. It still looks like we're on the profile. Now, folks, this green dot, if you're a Boeing fanatic, as some I know are, will not stray. This is equivalent to the little gauge that comes up in your descent showing you how you are doing on your profile there, with a very simple glide slope looking kind of setup. So we'll continue in. We're at 23,000 right now. We got a pretty good descent profile going on. Definitely going to make it to Eichel at 7,000. There's that needle that I was talking about pointing right at it. So we'll keep it. We're not going to go into any kind of open descent. And like I said, clear skies. It is just a beautiful day here in the Gateway City. So I hope you enjoy the ride in here, folks. All right, folks, we had someone at the door there. Sorry about that. All right, but I hope you're enjoying the nose camera here as we head into the Centralia, then on the arrival into MidAmerica. Oh, excuse me. All right, so we are well, let's back off a little. We are 27 miles out from Int'l and the start. We just crossed the transition line, so let's go to our current altimeter. I have a feeling the weather may have changed. 3002. That's not as drastic as I thought. Let me check our weather data. 3002. And that's while we're here. Get the winds now 190 at 7. Okay, and the temperature is a balmy 25. Recompute, and it shouldn't change much, if any at all. Did not, so we're not even going to worry about the McDo. Just bringing it in. So let me reel this in. All right. So hope you all have had a great week. So far, mine's been pretty good, especially since Resurrection Sunday. Had a good week going, other than just being really tired, run down. But other than that, folks, we are just cooking along here. Noticed I hadn't taken any exterior shots, so I thought I'd put some up there. Right, we're about to hit 10,000 feet where we're going to need to slow. See how it does. Now, this arrival, folks, does not have any speed restrictions that I'm aware of. I'm double checking in case I overlook them. I do not see any. So really, we can keep our speed at 250 below 10,000. And we'll maintain 7 for quite a while. Then we'll get going back into a descent towards Troy because we got to come around to 2,300 feet for Heitzel. Hetsu, something like that. All right. So anyone with any ideas of what you would like to see this A319 do after MidAmerica Airport, we'd love to see it. Um, I have an idea in my mind. I will just need to clear up with the CEO after her little meeting going on right now. But we are just a few minutes away from entering the Centralia 2 arrival. All right, here we go. And onto it we go. Off in this general direction is the airport. Can't see it yet, but through all the haze, but we'll get close enough. At Duttonby, we should see it and start working our way down to turn in for a visual. Speaking of which, no centers online. Okay.
Flying a plane is no different than riding a bicycle. Just a lot harder to put baseball cards in the spokes.
That is so true. And Yusik, welcome in 68. We appreciate you coming aboard. We are turning in for the airport. So my alerts aren't working again. Oh, great. Just making sure I got them turned on. I do. That's weird. All right, well, we're pushing in here. Should be on the ground momentarily. And we threw it out there. Any ideas where you would like see us head up? We're looking for about an hour, hour and a half run from MidAmerica. Now, I do have an idea. This is a rescue flight, if you will. We're flying into MidAmerica to take these passengers on to their destination, but see what you all think and come up with a destination in mind. All right, so there's Eichel at 7. I'm going to go ahead and take over the speed. Keep us at 240 so we don't push that limit. And I'm going to go ahead and activate approach. Now, activate the approach, folks. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Love to have you around for the landing. You want to click the activate approach in these Airbuses, folks, once you take over the speed. If you don't, you're going to slow immediately to F speed, which you can see right here would be 127 knots. So if you want to fly like a Cessna in an Airbus 319, go for it prior to. Otherwise, wait till you take over the speed, then it won't, it won't command it to 120. All right, so here we go. Down to 3,000. Start it as a managed. It won't be much of a descent. And here we go. We'll go ahead and take it over. All right, we should, would hope, start seeing the airport here in a second. Trying to find the airport, folks. It's sometimes hard in the haze. And that makes people wonder at the airport, why are they going so far out? Because they're having a hard time seeing the airport. I think sometimes Flight Sim exaggerates the haze layer a little more than it is. And okay, binocular time. Is that it? And of course, they do not have the luxury of this view. Although, I wonder how long it's going to be till they don't have the luxury of this view. My wife just got a new car, a Subaru Ascent. And folks, it has the most unbelievable camera on it. It looks down on the car, wherever it's at, you can see where the other car, and folks, it's like a camera. We can't figure out what it's doing to make that happen. It's unbelievable. And like I said, it'll probably be in airplanes here real soon. All right, I am not seeing this runway. Oh, there it is. There's the airport I work at, right there. All right, so we have it now in visual. Yeah, see what I mean? How it can be hard to see. Now, I might have seen it from my post coming in before maybe they did, and that's why. And that they're losing altitude, get down to 3,000 to turn in. So there's other variables I know going on. But anyway, sometimes it doesn't. It's probably because they couldn't see it. That haze can be yeah, it stinks sometimes. All right, so we've got that taken care of. All right, let's see. I'm just waiting. All right, now we're going to make our turn in. Wonder how close I am to the... Yep, we'll take it. Okay, we'll start making our descent.
2,500.
And get some flaps. All right, sorry about that, folks. Let's go low. Brake fans. And alert. And, oh wow, we didn't do too bad not looking. Flaps full. And we'll go ahead and arm up the spoilers. All right, we are set and ready for landing. 3 green on the landing gear. Here we go. MidAmerica Tower. Allegiant 4965 final. Runway 14 left. Roger, cleared to land 14 left. Allegiant 4965. All right, we are cleared to land, stable, and flaps full, brakes armed, spoilers armed, ready to go. All right, folks, welcome to MidAmerica Airport. If I can get her to quit going all over the place on the runway here. I guess I should have set for medium. And MidAmerica Tower for ground. Allegiant 4965 off, runway 14 left to the terminal. Roger, via Kilo to Kilo 4, Allegiant 4965. All right, and APU on. Terrain radar off. All right, and there's our little terminal, even though it's a little bigger now, but wasn't that way when X-Plane came out. All right, we are in the gate and the EPU is available. Number 2 off. All right, folks, welcome in. Let's see how we did on this arrival. Boy, I missed something pretty good here in the chat on that approach. Wow. All right, let's see. VRAM on the 2080. You know, I don't know. But that's what I run. I can find out, I guess. Going great there, Matt Air. Sorry I didn't miss you. Oh, no. Fuel leak. Oh. Didn't they teach you in flight school? Chewing gum, bubble gum will fix it always. Oh, yeah, that happens. Uh, yeah, just turn off failures. Oh, man. Wouldn't it be great? Oh, yeah, just turn those off. It'll so gaffer tape. All right, so let's take a look at this. Well, sorry to hear that, Matt. Dang it. Always hate postponing a flight because then now you got to put the anxiety back into the mix when you're ready for the next flight. All right, so this flight that we're on just ended. Looks like we did pretty decent on the feet per minute. Little bit, I don't know. I felt a little wobbly on it. Well, we're not going to rewind because I'm hoping to do another leg here. I am going to take a small break here in a moment, talk with the CEO, see what's up. As my thinking may have changed since I departed Cincinnati. All right, so bringing in Sim Toolkit. All right, so we're not seeing anything there, so we'll just simply finish the flight. 234. No, that's not bad. So let's see what the metrics look like on it. There you go, folks. Get to see the flight itself, what it looked like across the ground line-wise. View details. 1 hour flight, 243 on a mile. So that's kind of what we figured. 122. You know, that's actually not far off what the landing speed was supposed to be. We'll show that in a second. Full report. This is where I knew I was going to be long. And anyway, so the planned, you can land anywhere from the blue dot on down. And the goal, of course, is to stay within, I think that's the last hash mark, yeah, within these single hash marks and back. That's what's called the quote, quote, landing zone. 10,000-foot runway on an empty airplane, that's slow. You could go past it. But if you're in a heavy aircraft, and you may have to think about it because there's not a lot of runway left. You're on a 10,000, you're 3,000 already down it at the end of the landing zone. It's only 7,000 to get stopped. So, you got to put all of those factors in mind and literally make the snap decision. For us, we landed again 2,700 feet, so just at the outer edge of the landing zone, but 11 feet off the center line. I've been trying to work myself closer and closer to the center line. We're getting there. Speed 122 knots, again, compliments of an empty plane. And everything else looks pretty good, 234 feet per minute. So overall, we did a good landing here, folks. So with that, I'm going to give you all a chance. Yeah, with a fuel leak and the oil leak, yeah, but like I said, chewing gum and spit and baling wire does. Anyway, the sad thing is if you go back to the 50s and 60s and early 70s, that was a lot of the fixes, folks. Oh man, it's great to see that we've come a long way and now realize, it's not all that important sometimes to head up in the skies. So, well, I'm sorry to hear that, Matt, but yeah, you'll get that PPL. It's coming. All right, folks, I am going to take a quick break here. I will be right back. I'm going to check in, see what kind of time I have. I have an idea for the second flight, but if you have any, by all means, feel free to put it in that chat room, folks. I'll be nice and pull that away and make something look better on the screen. Actually, I need to do a couple things. Okay. All right, and while we sit here, let me turn that beacon off. And come on, external power for now. All right, we set it for away, and I will be right back, folks. All right, folks, sorry for that delay. We are going to go ahead and shut things down here. The rescue aircraft is now on the ground at MidAmerica. Got a couple things my wife reminded me that I do need to get taken care of. We're going to get that taken care of, get some supper, come back with an evening stream, I hope, and we'll fly this out from there. Folks, come over to our Discord channel. If you have an idea for the flight tonight, it doesn't have to be where Allegiant goes, but it needs to go where this plane can get in. So, but I do have an idea, and if I don't see any, we'll work it from there. So, with that, I am going to bid a short interlude here. We'll be back later to fly that second flight, and think you might like the destination in mind. Again, remember, what you see here is not the real world of Allegiant. So if you see us heading there, doesn't mean anything, especially those of you here in St. Louis. Just want to put that caveat out again. All right, so until tonight, folks, I wish you all a great rest of your Wednesday. Remember, he is risen. He rose on Sunday this year, and is now in the scheme of things 2,000 years ago would be back with his apostles, doing more teaching and revealing that he really is alive, as many thought he really wasn't, but he was. He rose from the dead. So, anyway, folks, God bless you all, and I hope you all have a great rest of your Wednesday. For those that can't make it tonight, look forward to those that can to see you then.